Women are idealistic and men are realistic. And this is the root of all the differences and all the problems that eventually arise once the honeymoon phase is over, which it always will be. And the problems and the fog clears and the problems arise. One of the most beautiful pieces written by a Persian poet, Hafez, and translated into English loosely, it means that it says that in the beginning, love seemed beautiful and flawless, and then the problems came. And it's so evident. These are the things that will never change. I could have done this recording 10,000 years ago or 100,000 years into the future, and it will never change. Unlike others, I'm not going to mislead you by telling you that if you do this and this and this will change, like those marriage counselors, which are really, by a more true name, divorce delayers. Women are idealistic and act on emotion, where men are realistic and act based on realities. You want me to give you evidence? I'll give you hard evidence, ladies and gentlemen. And this is, in all honesty, geared towards ladies and gentlemen, not just men. You see women abandoning perfectly good relationships that have flaws here and there, like every other situation on this planet, because the guy wasn't perfect, because the guy didn't do this, because he did this and this and this but didn't do that. You know, he was nice and a good provider, but he didn't do this. He didn't love me enough. He didn't pay attention enough. He didn't pay attention to my kids. You know, he didn't respect my family. Or he respected my family and was good to my kids, but he wasn't a good lover. You know, you get the point of it. You know what I mean. Whereas us men are a lot more realistic, and we realize that no human being, no woman can be perfect. We accept them for the flaws and shortcomings that they have. If you don't believe me, look at these websites, look at these dating sites. You see these women there for years on. I have direct and indirect experience from my friends who have been abandoned by their girlfriends because they weren't such and such and such. They weren't hitting on all cylinders all the time at all situations, you know, in every predicament, and they left him because, of course, there was a perfect man out there, right? And you see them years later, and I mean 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, being on multiple dating sites, looking to still find that a perfect man. They cannot get it through their head that the ideal prince that they're looking for does not exist, that they made a mistake leaving that good man behind. Yes, men have problems too. Some of them, you know, a lot of them. And this is pointed to you, men too. You know, look at yourself. If you're a slob, if you're a drinker, if you're a gambler, you know, if look at your own flaws and realize and accept that these are your shortcomings, and at least try to work on them. You know, because in all honesty, I see a lot of men, and from what the girlfriends explain and everything, but I look at them and I study them, and I come to my own conclusions. A lot of these men are nightmare. You know, they're fat, they're drinkers, you know, they're slobs, they don't have good hygiene, all kinds of problems, and you know, you attract what you deserve the most. But back to the main subject of this video. A lot of us are not realistic about our own situation. Like these women, a lot of women, they are not realistic about their own current position in life, and they expect and demand and want the perfect prince that checks all of their boxes and misses none. You know what I mean? That has all the good qualities they want and none of the ones that they don't want. And that's why they end up alone. That's why they end up with the, as I've said before, the bottle and their pet. And we all know women like that. That some of them don't have sex for 10, 15 years. And they think that's normal. And they become so bitter, they get used to their own bitterness. And guess what? Misery loves company. They seek and find friends that are in their own situation in a quest to make themselves feel normal. just like somebody who's grossly overweight hangs around other people in places where people are even heavier, and then she thinks she's normal. Well, you know, I'm only 240 pounds. You know, my friend Wanda is 280, so I'm doing good. No, 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 no. Then I've been in Switzerland and I've seen women that have newborns. I swear to God, they have a newborn that's 3 months old and they're skinny like rail. How do they do it? Are they from Mars? No, you got to push back from the dinner table. But that's another story altogether. The point of this video is that, you know, women, as a personal advice, has what you've been doing so far working? You know, has your techniques worked? Are you having success with your online dating, being on 7 different dating sites? Has that worked? Or have you occasionally gotten some guy, if you look good enough, some guy who has his way with you and then disappears? If that's what maybe your expectations are not realistic. Maybe your self-image of yourself is overinflated. Maybe you're going for something that not only out of your league, but does not even exist in the outer world. Be realistic about where you are in life and then expect something equivalent. Absolutely. If you are a sweet, pleasant, agreeable person, if you have no kids, if you're under 30, if you weigh about 125 pounds and or less, by all means, go for the top guy. You deserve it. You deserve it. But if you're past 40 and if you got you know, some pounds around your waist, and if you got a couple of kids from 2 different marriages, and if you got a drinking problem, and if you got a bunch of friends who are as unpleasant as a hole in the head, then maybe you don't deserve that perfect, successful prince out there who has options as long as your legs. Be realistic. Be realistic, just like us men are. You know, I have to say, most men are pretty much realistic about what they deserve, and they go after what they think they can get. You know, hooray to those who improve themselves and keep elevating what they think they can get and go for it and obtain it. There's no reason why you can't. The biggest factor in a man's success and attractiveness is confidence, and it shows. If you don't have confidence, it shows, and if you have it, it also shows. But be realistic about what you deserve in life, and quickly you'll have relationships. Quickly you'll get on with people who can contribute to your life. You never need someone to complete you. People who say that are losers. You are already complete in yourself, but someone else can certainly enhance your life, both men and women. I hope this has been educational. I hope this has been useful. My only purpose is to help people, help you get most out of this short, unpredictable life. Please don't assume there's that magical someday in the future where you're going to get all the things you want. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Life is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. All the best. Till the next video.